Sorry about that, guys. So, as you can see, you could use Israel as a barometer for just taking statistics, because it's a big enough sample size in a small enough place. Nimble society, nimble economy. And boom, you can get things out fast. People work fast. When there's emergencies, somebody told them it's an emergency, and then yalla, they're off to the races, right? But my friends, there's other countries in the world that you could have done this with. Why Israel? Why is it Israel? And my friends, this has to do with something deeper. It has to do with something something on a spiritual plane. We understand that this whole thing that we've gone through for the last 2 years is on a spiritual plane, and Israel is being tested. I mean, the world is by extension being tested, but Israel is the barometer. As go we, so goes the world. I've said it many times here on this tiny, really tiny, made to be even more tiny podcast. But as go we, so goes the world, guys. And it was designed that way, It was designed that way. And whatever you guys see today, for example, I always tell people, wait another month, wait another 2 months, you'll see it in another country, but you'll see it in a very violent way. Because in Israel, everything is tempered. You have Hashem's hashgacha, you have Hashem's supervision. You have an element of Hesed tempering the Gevura, the judgment. But then you leave Israel, and you have a place like Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, especially in Canada, guys. The Gevura is crazy. You guys see the videos coming out of Canada. The Gevura is like, there's no mercy. There's no mercy there. Really. There's really no mercy. You see it. They have no mercy for anybody. It's like Sodom. This old lady on one of these like little, I don't know, it's like a wheelie for the disabled people, and she's an indigenous Canadian. And they just ran her over with a horse. Baruch Hashem, she's okay. People thought she was dead. Baruch Hashem, she's recovering in hospital. But guys, I mean, not to say that never happened in Israel, but guys, I mean, you always have the element of, Hesed there. You always have the element of okay, guys, we're people get their wits about them and they realize what they're doing, and they stop. At the end of the day, you can stand in front of a cop and yell at a cop and say to him, "What the hell are you doing? You're attacking another Jew." A cop may stop and think for a second and say, "Oh my God, Achi, I'm sorry." As much as they've done horrible things there too in Israel, but in Canada, guys, you see the pictures, you see the videos. These guys are standing there. They covered their names. And they may not even be cops of Canada. They may be cops, I don't know, paid mercenaries, or I don't know, UN or somebody. Blackwater. There's a contracting company that went into Iraq, sent by Dick Cheney, another wonderful person. Guys, I mean, but as goes Israel, so goes the world, guys. We set the tone. With that said, I really really hope that, the data that comes out, that I mentioned, that's coming out of the Ministry of Health, people are going to look at that data, which the Ministry of Health had their own, I guess, VAERS counterpart. They never told anybody, guys. It was for internal use only, for medical professionals. Amazing data. There was a guy who was arguing with me on Twitter. Yeah, Israel has amazing data. I'm like, yeah, they didn't tell citizens about it. Luckily, actually, the only people that have access to it are doctors. The The only people who could post anything are doctors. It's very strict. And the data, my friends, is very, very telling. It's very telling. And according to surveys of citizens, guys, I mean, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. And guys, I'm telling you right now, like I said before earlier today, it's going to hit other areas of, business, the stock market. It's going to hit insurance companies, and you're talking about these funeral home companies, whatever it is, and it's going to be seen. It's going to reflect everywhere. And then you're talking about these Schmeiser, Shmurna, they're releasing already guidance talking about unforeseen this and unforeseen that and misinformation stuff. Yeah, they're even writing in that thing, fueled by misinformation. Yeah, fueled by data. Fueled by actual data from Israel and from America. Given by Israel, which is purer than in America, and then applied to America, and then read it and weep, literally weep. My friends, I mean, you guys should see this stuff. If you want to see it, go. I made a post before this video, before these two videos. I made an actual post with photos, with graphics from this guy's blog post, and actually it's not just blog post, it's from the Ministry of Health, and he took it and he applied to American data, American numbers, out of the people that took the stuff here in America. He just approximated how many people have this, how many people have that, just an approximation. It's the numbers, guys, are astronomical. Just, if you're talking about 900,000 people passed away from this stuff, right, from the disease, but then you're talking about a mill or more who have serious stuff. We're not even talking about only death, serious stuff. Guys, as I always told people, the solution that you're coming with cannot be as bad or even worse than the problem it's coming to solve. It cannot. Guys, these people are hiding stuff. The onus is not on us to show non-safety. The onus always is on them to show safety. My friends, the onus was always on them. I don't care who's forcing and this and emergency. It doesn't matter. And especially if you have the same results in terms of survival, in terms of death, before and after the giving of this stuff. And this stuff works for about, I think you guys see Majid Nawaz appeared on Joe Rogan. He said, it works, it's just what I said. It works for about 12 weeks, and it does, and then it doesn't. It works for 3 months, and then it doesn't, and then you have to take it again. My friends, you understand. We started in March, in America in March 2021, maybe even December. People got the schmoosters September, October. That's about a 9-month span, let's say. Every 3 months. Every 3 months, guys. It doesn't work, it works. It works, it doesn't work. My friends, you know what that's called? It's called a pump and dump. You look at the chart of these companies, pump and dump. And the way that people who are running a Ponzi scheme work is that they sell you, give you the product, they make their money, they're bazillions of dollars, and then they run away. They remove themselves from Twitter. Like the Shmurna CEO. He's gone from Twitter, guys. Mr. Bensel. Mr. Shmurla, he's still, guys, you notice, Jewish guy is left to do PR. He just received the Genesis Prize. His parents survived the Holocaust. He's left doing PR. And my friends, I hate to say this, and my friend Ephraim accuses me of he accuses me of, what is it called? Farrakhaning. But guys, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But they're going to come after us for all of this. There's a lot of people involved, guys, you know, that are not Jewish in this whole thing. Schmeitz, Schmab, a few other people. This Vander, Leiden, Vander, whatever her name is, EU woman. A lot of people involved who are not Jewish. But guys, make no mistake. They're going to look for us. They're going to look for those guys in Israel. They're going to look for us. It's not going to be pretty, guys. I could already see it. I could already see it. Anyways, guys, Mizrat Hashem, what's today? The 20th? Oh, baby, we got another 2 days. I mean, already you can feel it. This whole Pluto stuff, you know? Guys, it's ironic, you know, we haven't had this whole Pluto stuff I mentioned since 1776. July 1776. And you know, what's tomorrow? Was it President's Day, I believe? We got President's Day, 1776. Total Hashgacha Pratis. Amazing. My friend is saying this is not new. Of course not new. Ain't nothing new under the sun. As King Solomon said. But, Mizrat Hashem, we're going to see something, you know, like I said, the cult always fights hardest when it knows it's coming down. You guys see Canada. You know, we're going to have something interesting this week in America also, the truckers. Some guy made a video, said, guys, you don't have to do this convoy. All you got to do is turn your trucks off. Just stay. You know, leave them in the garage. And then once people in New York and other places don't get, you know, these like leftists here, don't get their Whole Foods crap, you know, ironically, they're so into Whole Foods, but they also like Big Pharma. And they don't get a bunch of fake organic. Don't even get me started. But anyway, once they don't get their Whole Foods crap and their Balducci's, Schmalducci's, all this crap, they're gonna come crying. They're gonna say, bring the truckers back, cancel the day, mesh mandates, guys. You understand? You ain't gonna do nothing. Just stay in the garage. Leave your thing in the garage. That is it. Anyway, guys, we'll see what happens, as Rabbi Kessin says. Should be an interesting week. In the words of, who's that damn comedian? Oh yeah, Don Rickles. I'll tell you this. Walla walla walla. Everybody's sucking sand. Talk to you soon.